China is constructing the world's largest hydroelectric capacity dam, the Yarlung Tsangpo Dam, and this is being seen as a matter of concern by the lower riparian nations like India and Bangladesh. Hello and welcome to Drishti IAS. My name is 𝐸𝐻𝐒 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐥𝐬, and today we will look at the characteristics of this dam and also understand the consequences the construction of this dam is going to have on nations like India and Bangladesh. So the Yarlung Tsangpo Dam is the world's largest dam which is being constructed in the Tibet Autonomous Region. How is it the world's largest dam? In terms of power generation capacity. Right now the world's largest dam in terms of power generation capacity is the Three Gorges Dam. Three Gorges Dam with a capacity of 22,500 megawatts, and this dam is also in China. So the world's largest dam in terms of hydroelectric power already exists in China, but with the construction of the Yarlung Tsangpo mega dam, it is going to surpass the existing capacity of the Three Gorges Dam by approximately 3 times, because the new dam will have a capacity of 60,000 megawatts, which is approximately thrice of what the Three Gorges Dam offers. And this is going to be a huge dam. It will have 5 cascading hydropower stations. So you think of it like a staircase. Upstream, downstream, downstream, downstream. It is going to have 5 cascading hydropower stations, and this will allow China to control the flow of Yarlung Tsangpo in a very efficient manner. So it is China's one of the most ambitious and most expensive projects. China has stated the purpose of this project to be electricity generation, hydroelectricity generation, and the estimated cost is $167.8 billion. But what is the matter of contention here? The matter of contention is actually the location of this dam. So this dam is being constructed in the Tibet Autonomous Region, in the Medoc County of Tibet Autonomous Region, but it is being constructed at the Great Bend, at the U-pin, from where the Yarlung Tsangpo, it enters Arunachal Pradesh and becomes Brahmaputra. This is the part, the Great U Bend. This is where the dam is going to be constructed, and I already told you that this is going to have 5 cascading hydropower stations. So you imagine the control of flow China is going to have on the Yarlung Tsangpo river. This is a part of China's 14th 5-year plan. It is ideal for hydroelectric power generation, but it gives China an upper hand on controlling the flow of water, and this is a major concern that the lower riparian nations here, upstream is China and the downstream here is India and Bangladesh. Brahmaputra is kind of a lifeline for both India and Bangladesh, and this is the major concern that both these nations have with the construction of this dam. Now if we talk about the benefits that China is going to have, the benefits are multifold. First is the energy security. I already mentioned that right now the installed capacity of 22,500 megawatts is at the Three Gorges Dam, but the new one is going to give you thrice of what the Three Gorges already offers. 60,000 megawatt generation capacity of electricity. So that's a huge amount of energy security that China is going to have. Then there's a water scarcity in northern China, and this will also be solved by this dam. So China has 2 parts, north and south, and the northern part is water scarce and the southern part is water surplus. And China has a project which is known as South-North Water Project. Under this project, the water is being diverted from southern part, the surplus southern part, to the water scarce northern part, and this dam is going to help with that. So the surplus water of Yarlung Tsangpo is going to be stored in the dam, and then it is going to be diverted to the water scarce regions of northern China to solve that problem. So this is the second benefit. And then strategic and geopolitical benefit is always going to be there, because in terms of war or during situations which are not amicable, China is always going to have an upper hand, and it will control the flow of water that is going to go into countries like India and Bangladesh. So China will always be at a strategically influential position. And if we talk about the concerns that India have, first and foremost is the control over water flow. China right now is going to have full rights on the control of water in Yarlung Tsangpo, and right now China is not under any legally binding treaty when it comes to water sharing of Brahmaputra. This is a major contention point for both India and Bangladesh. So we'll solely have to rely on the goodwill of China. We will have to believe that China is going to use it for ethical hydroelectricity generation purposes, because there is no legally binding agreement that China is enforced to follow. So we'll only have to rely on the goodwill of China. This is a problem that India is facing, the control on water flow. Then there's going to be an impact on climate and ecology, because Brahmaputra is a lifeline for our agriculture and irrigation facilities. And when Brahmaputra enters India, it carries with it a large amount of silt. And this silt is rich in nutrients. So this makes our soil, our agricultural soil, fertile. So this is a benefit that India used to get, but if China controls the flow of water of Yarlung Tsangpo, if it stops the water, if it stores the water at its own end, the silt is also going to be decreased, and we're going to get lesser amounts of nutrients for our agricultural fields. So our soil will not be as fertile as it used to be. This is the second problem. The third problem is of earthquake risk. So this region, the U bend, is already a tectonically active region, and constructing any mega dam, it is going to have 5 cascading hydropower stations. So constructing any mega dam is going to increase the risks of earthquake. And a strategic threat is always going to be there, as I already mentioned, that there's no legally binding agreement that is enforceable on China. So there's always going to be a strategic threat, because China is going to have an upper hand in terms of non-amicable situations. Now, if we look at the reactions on the construction of this dam, so the reactions definitely from India have not been great. So Arunachal Pradesh's Chief Minister Pema Khandu has called it a water bomb. Why a water bomb? Because China can use it for its own benefit in situations like war or in highly volatile situations. So it's like a bomb. It can be used in China's benefit at any time, like for blackmailing, for any other purposes. So it's like a bomb that China can use. Arunachal Pradesh but has also accelerated its own Siang upper multi-purpose project. So this is seen as a counter project, as a buffer project. So there is going to be Yarlung Tsangpo project at upstream, and in the downstream we are going to have a Siang upper multi-purpose project, so that whenever there is a flood-like situation, if China decides to release a lot of water into India, this multi-purpose dam can actually store that water and act as a floodgate, so that that excess water does not just enter into our fields and ruin our crops. So this is a good thing that India is doing, that we are investing in our own Siang upper multi-purpose project, which can act as a local buffer and safeguard water security. And the Indian Ministry of External Affairs in January had already said that we will monitor and take necessary steps to protect our interests. China has been urged to ensure that no harm comes to the states located in the lower reaches of Brahmaputra, like India and Bangladesh. So that was all for today's video. With this, China is going to construct the world's largest dam in terms of hydroelectric generation. As a way forward, India and China should think of entering into a legally binding agreement for water sharing on Brahmaputra, so that China can be pressurized to use this water only for ethical purposes and in an ethical manner. Now let us practice a question for prelims. Consider the following statements regarding China's proposed mega dam on the Yarlung Tsangpo river. The dam is proposed to be constructed in Medog County, Tibet, near the Great Bend of the Yarlung Tsangpo, just before it enters India. Second, India's Arunachal Pradesh government has proposed the Siang Upper Multi-Purpose Project as a strategic response to this development. Third, the Brahmaputra basin is governed by a legally binding water sharing treaty between India, China and Bangladesh. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A, 1 and 3 only, B, 2 and 3 only, C, 1 only, D, 1 and 2 only. Please provide your answers in the comment section and I will pin the correct one. Thank you for watching.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.